Hello, my dear friends of English 520. Welcome back to our class. Today, before we start, let's take a quiet moment. Make a cup of hot tea, sit down comfortably, relax your shoulders, and open your mind. Because today's story is not a boring lesson. It is not a list of new words or grammar rules. It is a sharing, a very human journey. And the main character of this journey is Tom. Part 1, Introduction. The silence of a successful man. Tom lives in Taipei. He is a 52-year-old man. He looks calm, polite, and experienced. To his neighbors, his staff, and his partners, Tom is a successful man. He is strong, smart, and he always knows what to do. He manages a family business. They export old oolong tea. This tea comes from the misty hills of Alishan, where every leaf smells like the forest. Tom does not just sell tea, he understands tea. He knows when the sun makes the tea soft. He knows when the fog makes the tea sweet. Looking at Tom, everyone thinks he controls everything in his life. But there is a secret. Behind his nice suit, behind his confident handshake and his leader's smile, Tom hides a secret. A fear that has lived inside him for more than 10 years. It is the fear of English. For many years, Tom chose to stay in his safe zone. He often told himself, I live in Taiwan. I sell tea to Chinese people. Why do I need to learn that difficult language? And just like that, year after year, he avoided every English meeting. He avoided every international email. He avoided every chance to speak English. But the world did not stop for him. More international partners came. More tourists visited his tea farm. New doors to the global market were opening right in front of his eyes. But to walk through those doors, he needed a key. A key he was too afraid to touch. Have you ever felt that you are getting old, but the world is getting younger and faster? Tom felt exactly like that. Every time he saw young staff speak English fluently, he felt he was stepping back. He felt separated from the flow of life. And then one day, Tom realized, if he does not find his voice, he will be left behind. Not by others, but by his own fear. That is when Tom's new journey began. Part 2, the shock at the food exhibition. Last November, the Taipei International Food Show happened. Everyone in the industry calls it a once-in-10-years opportunity. For Tom, it was even more precious. For months, he put all his heart into preparing his booth. The lights were soft like the morning mist on the tea hills. The oolong tea boxes were arranged beautifully like art. Tom walked into the fair that day with quiet pride. He believed that if customers tasted his tea, they would understand everything. And then the moment came. 3 American guests walked near. They dressed simply but looked like important people. Tom looked at their name tags. They were from a famous organic supermarket chain in California. Tom's heart beat faster. This was the group he hoped to meet. They were looking for an exclusive supplier for the U.S. market. If Tom did well, this contract could change his company's future. The tallest man in the group came closer. He picked up a box of Oriental Beauty tea and asked in a clear American voice, "Excuse me, sir, does this tea undergo heavy fermentation? And can you tell us the story behind its unique aroma compared to the high mountain oolong?" Those words sounded like strange noises. Tom heard tea, he heard high mountain, but fermentation, unique aroma, and compared to everything mixed into a cloudy mess. They flew past his ears like buzzing bees that he could not catch. The painful thing is, inside Tom's head, he knew the answer. He wanted to tell him about the tiny green insects that bite the leaves to create the honey smell. He wanted to describe the roasting process that takes 3 days and 3 nights. He wanted to share the soul of this tea, the pride of his life. But his mouth did not work. His throat was dry and tight. Every English word felt stuck between his chest and his lips. Finally, the only thing he could say was, "Ah, yes. Tea. Good. Smell? Nice. Very nice." It was such a weak answer. Even Tom felt sad hearing it. The American guest frowned a little, not angry, but confused. He tried again, slower and simpler. Is it organic? No chemicals? That was an easy question. Tom knew his tea was 100% organic. But the panic turned off his brain. He nodded, then he shook his head. His answer was a messy confusion. Yes, yes. No, no. A silence lasted less than 5 seconds. But for Tom, it felt like 5 years. It was enough time for his confidence to fall down, piece by piece. Finally, the guest smiled. A polite, distant smile that felt cold. Okay, thank you. We will think about it. They left. Tom stood there with cold hands. He watched them stop at the booth next to him. That booth belonged to a new competitor, only 25 years old. The young man spoke English fluently, friendly, and flexible. He described the tea flavor with lively words. He used his hands to explain. He invited the guests to try the tea naturally, like he belonged to the international stage. Just 15 minutes later, Tom saw the handshake that sealed the contract that should have been his. Tom knew he just lost a deal worth millions of Taiwan dollars. But the thing that hurt him more was not the money. It was Mianzi, his face, his self-esteem, the pride he kept for so many years. That night, on the Keelung Highway, the rain was heavy. Tom drove in silence. The rain hit the glass like it was hitting the disappointment in his heart. Maybe he was angry, maybe he was hurt. Tom hit the steering wheel hard. For the first time in many years, he felt like a failure. And right at that moment, between the sound of rain and the engine, Tom realized a painful truth. 30 years of experience means nothing if you cannot share it. Part 3. The Wrong Efforts and a Father's Promise. Tom opened the door after a long day at work. He saw his daughter relaxing on the sofa, her eyes glued to Netflix. What stopped him was not the American movie she was watching, but that she watched it without subtitles. She understood every line. She even laughed before the Chinese subtitles appeared. That moment gave Tom 2 mixed feelings, a warm pride, and a little bit of jealousy, a very adult jealousy. He whispered, "If my daughter can do it, why can't I?" That night, Tom decided, I must learn English again. Even if it is late, I must start. The first month, a journey of mistakes. Tom started studying like a warrior. But just like many other adults, he chose the wrong path from the very first steps. He bought 3 thick grammar books, the kind that make students want to run away. He downloaded many vocabulary apps like he was preparing for a TOEIC exam. Every day, he forced himself to memorize academic things, present perfect continuous. Vocabulary like sustainability, logistics, negotiation. And then, his 52-year-old brain reacted exactly like a 52-year-old brain does. In the morning, he learned 10 words. By the afternoon, he forgot 9 words. At night, he tried to speak 1 English sentence. But he froze. He didn't know if he should use in or on. Does it need an S or not? Every time he opened his mouth, he felt stress. Every mistake was a fear. Every fear was a step backward. After only 3 weeks, Tom felt drained. He had no joy left. He had no motivation in the morning. He even wanted to hide from his English books. He told himself, maybe I am really too old. Learning English as an adult is too hard. My tongue is not flexible anymore. And Tom planned to quit. Seriously. He just needed 1 more reason to close the book and live his life without English forever. But then, one night changed his English life. Tom was surfing YouTube to kill time. Luckily, the algorithm suggested a video from the channel English 520. It was about how older people can learn English without pressure. The video had 1 sentence that woke him up. Don't learn to take a test. Learn to live. Just a short sentence, but it hit him straight in the heart. Tom sat quietly for a few minutes. For the first time, he realized, I am learning English the wrong way, the wrong direction, the wrong goal. That very night, he cleared his desk. He put the grammar books into the cupboard, not to quit, but to restart. He deleted all the advanced vocabulary apps. And he wrote on a big piece of paper in front of him, "Learn English to understand, not to be perfect." From that moment, Tom built a completely new plan, a plan he later called the 6-month Real Action Strategy, a simpler strategy, a more practical strategy, a strategy that does not force an adult to be a student, a strategy that does not ask for 1,000 words a month, a strategy that helped him find the joy of learning English again, the joy he had lost for so many years. Part 4, Stage 1, Breaking the Ice Month 1, 2. After watching the English 520 video, Tom looked at his problem clearly. He realized that the problem was not his age. It was not his memory. It was not laziness. The problem was simple. His mouth spoke Chinese for 50 years. It was not used to making English sounds. That's all. Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be scared of. His mouth just needed to be unlocked. Tom decided to start Stage 1, train the mouth to speak English. The 30 magic sentences technique. Tom changed his strategy completely. He stopped trying to learn 1,000 words or 50 grammar rules. Instead, he wrote exactly 30 sentences. Only 30 sentences. But they were 30 sentences about his life, his job, and his story. To be accurate, Tom asked his daughter to translate and record each sentence. Together, they created a survival audio for him. Some important sentences were, "Greeting, welcome to my tea shop. Please sit down. Product, this is oolong tea from Alishan Mountain. Flavor, it has a creamy and floral taste. Instruction, please drink it while it is hot." Tom realized these 30 sentences are the living language he really needs. Not sentences like, "The cat is under the table" from old textbooks. And then, the crazy speaking practice began. Every morning, Tom drove to work for 40 minutes. Before, he listened to Chinese news or old music. But now, everything changed. He played his daughter's audio. He listened. He repeated. He shouted. He shouted very loud. If someone saw him, they might think he was arguing with someone on the phone. "This is oolong tea. This is oolong tea." At first, Tom's tongue was twisted. The letter R in creamy was almost impossible. His mouth said cleamy, keemy, and many wrong versions. But in the car, he was alone. No one laughed. No one judged. He felt like the king of the car. He could shout anything. He could try any sound. Every day was the same. 40 minutes to work. 40 minutes back home. Nearly 80 minutes of speaking English every day. After 20 days, a miracle happened. Tom did not need the paper anymore. His mouth spoke those 30 sentences automatically. No translating, no thinking, no fear of mistakes. He smiled to himself. My mouth can listen to me after all. The narrating life technique. After mastering the 30 magic sentences, Tom moved to the next step. He called it talking like a child. The idea was simple. Where Tom is, English is there. When he went to 7-Eleven to buy coffee, his brain said, "I want coffee. I am buying coffee." The coffee is $50. When he walked in Don Park in the morning, the sky is blue. People are walking. That dog is cute. These sentences sounded silly, like a 5-year-old child talking. But this changed Tom's brain powerfully. Before, when he saw coffee, he thought, "café," then translated to coffee. He always took the long road. But now, his brain reacted directly in English. No auto-translation, no struggle to find words. He saw something. He thought in English. Simple, natural, no pressure. After 2 months of breaking the ice, how did Tom change? His mouth was more flexible. His pronunciation was not perfect, but much more confident. English was not a subject anymore. It became a small part of his life. His brain switched to living in English mode, not studying English mode. Tom realized Adults can definitely learn English. They just need the right method and stop trying to be students. Part 5, Stage 2, Connecting the Mind, Renth 3, 4. After nearly 2 months of mouth training, Tom felt much easier speaking English. His mouth was not stiff. His tongue did not twist with R or L sounds. But to go further, Tom knew he could not just repeat 30 sentences forever. It was time to add more vocabulary, but living vocabulary, words about his job, his life, and his world. Not big academic words, not a useless list of 1,000 words. He needed words about tea, tourists, the shop, and his life story, the 5-word story method. Tom gave himself a simple challenge. Learn only 5 words a day, not 20, not 50, not 100. Only 5 words, but 5 meaningful words. For example, one day he chose 5 words about tea making: harvest, spring, farmer, fresh, hard. Instead of writing each word 5 times like a punished student, Tom changed his way. He created a mini-story. A silly story is okay. A simple story is okay, as long as it is context. That day he wrote, "In spring, the farmers work hard. They harvest the tea. The tea leaves are very fresh." Reading it sounded very easy. But this easiness made him remember very long. Because the 5 words were not alone. They connected to create a picture, a story. Tom made it a night habit. Every night before sleep, he stood in front of the mirror. He read that mini paragraph 10 times. He read and acted. He stressed the words. He imagined the farmers on the hills. Gradually, his memory improved clearly. Vocabulary was not strange characters anymore. It became a friend. Advanced shadowing technique. One evening, after closing his notebook, Tom opened YouTube. He watched foreign bloggers reviewing Taiwan. He loved seeing them experience Taiwan culture with fresh eyes, especially videos about bubble tea, the pride of Taiwanese people. In one video, the blogger said, "The pearls are so chewy and sweet." Immediately, Tom pressed pause. Then he repeated every word, every beat. But not just the words. He copied how they spoke. The excitement when they stressed chewy, the raised eyebrows when they said sweet, the shaky breath like, "Oh my God, this is so good." He realized something he never saw before. English is not just text, it is music. It has melody, rhythm, emotion. Chinese has tones going up and down. English has intonation, the lows, the highs, the stress. So, Tom practiced speaking. The pearls are so chewy. Stress on pearls, stress on chewy. Open the mouth wider. Put emotion into the sentence. The more he practiced, the more Tom felt his voice less flat. No more Asian robot style. It had rhythm. It had acting. It had a Western feel. He smiled and told himself, "Right, learning English is like acting. I must live inside the sentence." After 2 months, how did Tom improve? He remembered vocabulary longer thanks to stories. His brain started connecting words, images, and emotions. His voice was more natural, rhythmic, and less flat. When watching YouTube, he didn't just listen. He copied the vibe of native speakers. Tom felt he was truly entering English, not just looking from outside like before. Speaking a little every day, writing a small paragraph every night, watching videos, and copying every week, all connected into a system that he never thought he could do. Part 6, Stage 3, Overcoming the Fear of Real People Month, 5, 6. Tom was used to practicing alone. Driving? He spoke. Walking? He spoke. Making tea? He spoke. Even in the bathroom, he mumbled English like a wizard casting a spell. But when standing in front of real people, his mind went blank. Heart beating fast, hands shaking. It felt like a young boy confessing love, afraid of being rejected. Tom knew clearly if he didn't cross this fear, he would only speak to the mirror and the steering wheel forever. So he decided to try. Even just once. the Destiny Challenge at Din Tai Fung. One afternoon, Tom went to Din Tai Fung, the place with the legendary Xiaolong Bao. While looking at the menu, he saw an American couple standing nearby. They looked very confused by the long list of dishes. Tom looked at them. Then he looked at his table. Then he looked at them again. Inside his head, a battle started. Should I make a joke of myself? No, you practiced for 4 months. If you don't try now, then when? What if I make a mistake? Just smile and fix it. No big deal. In that moment, Tom remembered the shame at the exhibition months ago. He remembered the promise to himself, next time will be different. He took a deep breath, stood up, walked to their table. His heart beat like a drum. Excuse me, do you need help? The dumplings with crab meat are very good. The couple was surprised. Then they smiled with relief. Oh, really? We didn't know which one to pick. Thank you. How to eat this? Tom felt like he just unlocked a secret level in a game. He stayed calm. He used the simple structures he practiced. Put ginger, put soy sauce. Use the spoon. Be careful, soup inside is hot. Not extra, not fancy, not complex. But clear and easy to understand. They followed him, tasted it, and said, delicious. Right at that moment, an electric feeling ran down Tom's back. An amazing feeling. Not because his grammar was perfect. Actually, he forgot some words like the, or an. But who cares? Tom communicated. Tom connected. Tom helped real people using English. For the first time, English was not a mountain to climb. It was an open door, hunting for conversations. After the superhero mode at Din Tai Fung, Tom became addicted to speaking English. He understood one thing: only speaking to real people breaks the fear. So every weekend, Tom drove to Maokong, the famous tea area in Taipei. His goal was small. Speak for at least 10 minutes with a foreigner. No need to speak beautifully. No need to speak fast. Just speak. He prepared some free tea. Whenever he saw Western tourists looking at a map or looking curious, Tom walked up. Hi, do you want to try free tea? If they nodded, Tom started his stories. How to harvest tea. Why oolong smells like flowers. Why we drink it hot. If they didn't understand, Tom used body language. He pointed. He acted. If he was wrong, he fixed it. If he missed a word, he used another word. The more he did it, the happier he felt. The more he spoke, the less he feared. English became real life. Just like opening the door to say hello to a neighbor, natural, light, no pressure. After 2 months, Tom realized the most important thing: English was not a subject anymore. It was not a textbook. It was not a test. It became a life skill, just like making tea. Mistakes did not make him shy. Each mistake was a step forward. And the special thing, foreigners did not laugh at him. They were thankful. They were happy to connect. And that was enough for Tom to move to the final stage. Part 7, the chance to return the climax. 6 months after his transformation, life challenged Tom again. One Monday morning, the neighborhood was buzzing. A group of VIP European guests wanted to visit the Alishan tea hills. They wanted to see the process before signing a huge contract. Tom's wife frowned. Tom, this is very important. Are you sure? I can still hire a professional translator to be safe. Tom looked at his wife. His eyes did not look away like before. He fixed his tie, took a deep breath, a habit from the days at Maokong, and smiled. No, my dear, I can do it myself. It was not risky. It was trust in himself. The meeting day, where everything changed. That morning, Alishan was misty. The wind blew through the tea rows like a cheer. 3 European guests stepped out of the car. They looked sharp and serious. Tom was not shaking. No dry throat. No sweaty hands like the exhibition. He invited them straight to the tea garden. No documents. No phone. He let his heart lead the words. Tom gently picked a tea leaf, held it up to the sun, and spoke in a calm, sincere voice. This leaf is like a baby. We must be gentle. When we roast it, it becomes strong, just like people. A very Tom sentence, simple, slow, not fancy. But it held the philosophy of his whole life. The three guests were silent for a few seconds, then nodded softly. The man in the middle smiled. His eyes became softer. They did not just hear an explanation, they felt the trust, the love, and the life behind every cup of tea. In the meeting room, Tom did not hide. When talking about the price, the air became tense. But Tom did not panic because of fast English anymore. He looked straight at them and said, with a strong voice, "We cannot lower the price because quality is our life, but we can support you with shipping. Direct. Not afraid of mistakes. Just Tom, brave, clear, and honest." The air became calm. The leader stood up slowly. He walked to Tom and shook his hand with both hands, a handshake of total respect. He looked deep into Tom's eyes and said, "Tom, your English is very sincere. We don't just buy tea. We buy your story." In that moment, Tom felt something he thought he lost for many years: respect. From the customer, from the company, and most importantly, from himself. The contract was signed that afternoon. Tom did not just win a deal. He won back the confidence that was crushed at the exhibition last year. He won the war with his fear of English that lasted half his life. And for the first time in a long time, Tom felt truly free. Part 8. A message from Tom. My dear friends, if you have followed my story from the beginning, you can see my journey is not special. I am not a language genius. I am not good at technology. I do not have the advantage of being young. I am just a normal middle-aged man. A man who used to shake when speaking English to real people. But in just 6 months, from a man who was scared to look at foreigners, I became a man who could lead a European group in the Alishan Tea Hills. And I signed the biggest contract of my life. I want to send you some honest advice from my own experience. These things saved me from fear and helped me find myself again. 1. Forget your age. Age is just a number. The fear inside you is the real problem. I used to think, I am too old. I cannot learn anymore. But then I realized we have something young people don't have. We have patience. Young people learn fast, but they quit fast. Older people like us, we work hard and we do not give up easily. Use that advantage. Don't let age kill your dream. 2. Focus on content, not grammar. Before, I was scared of mistakes, scared of missing and Sue, scared of missing thee. But the people I talked to did not care about that. They just wanted to understand me. I realized a truth. Grammar does not connect people, meaning connects people. Making a mistake does not make you stupid, but staying silent because of fear that makes you stand still forever. 3. Create your survival script. Don't learn 1,000 sentences from books. You don't need them. I wasted a lot of time learning things I never used. Instead, I wrote my own list. Sentences to guide guests. Questions to sell tea. Small talk with foreigners. How to introduce Alishan. This is real-life language. These short sentences saved me many times. Create your own script. Learn what makes your life easier and happier, not things to show off. 4. Talk to yourself. My bathroom was my biggest stage in the world. My kitchen was my practice room. My car was my mobile classroom. You don't need a partner to practice speaking. You just need to dare to speak. Talking alone is not weird. Letting fear control your life is weird. 5. Small wins build big confidence. My first win was not the big contract. It was helping the couple at Din Tai Fung restaurant. It was a tiny win, but it changed my life. Every time you ask for directions in English, order food at a shop, say hello to a stranger, you build a brick for your confidence. Confidence does not come from one big moment. It comes from hundreds of small moments repeated again and again. In conclusion, I want to end with something I wish I heard sooner. Don't wait to be perfect to start. Start, and then you will become perfect. If a normal man like me can do it, you can do it too, no doubt. If you really want to change, please comment below. I am ready. And don't forget to subscribe so I and English 520 can walk with you every day, one small step, but a sure step. Thank you, and see you in the next story.